Hi everybody, hope all of you are doing great. In this video, I will discuss something very important with you guys. I don't normally say that, but please do watch this video till the end. I'll try to make it as short as possible, and I'm pretty sure this will be very helpful for you when it comes to breeding budgies. And it may possibly apply to other birds as well. Okay, as I discussed in my previous videos, that I normally leave one parent with the chicks, because if I leave both the parents in with the chicks, they come to the next cycle of laying, and then they don't feed the chicks properly. So normally what I do, I leave the male in the breeding cage with the babies. When the male is with the chicks, you don't really want to take the hen out and take the nest box off as well, because then male will go in a panic mode. You will see the bird jumping from one perch to another and just like not paying attention towards the chicks, and all the time try to look for the female. You don't really want that. So what I normally do, I leave the nest box on and I leave the chicks in. But the main thing is, when the chicks, they are approximately this age, as you can see, like they start sitting on the perch, and you can see there are two in the hide there. You need to do one thing that's really important, and especially when they are in that kind of stage, when they are eating by themselves and they're taking the feed as well from the father. At this time, you don't want chicks to sit inside the nest box. That's a very important thing. As you can see, one of them is still there. And what will happen, I don't know if I can show you or not, but it's there. It's the first day I saw them going back in the nest box. So they're old enough. Normally what I do, when I take the hen out, I put the chicks on the cage floor. They are quite young at that time. Like you can say they have 80 to 90% of their featherings on, but they are not strong enough to climb on the perches or go inside the nest box. So I leave them on the cage floor. But when I see them, they are older enough or strong enough to fly to the perches or climb up to the perches and go in the nest box. That's the time you want to take this nest box off. So you can see he's feeding the chick. There you go. You can see he's feeding a chick, and that is a problem. So what basically happens, instead of chicks staying outside on the cage floor or in the cage anywhere else, they find it easy to go in the nest box and start taking feed from the father, instead of learning by themselves and seeing the father how he take the seed from the pot or from the cage floor and learn from it. They don't do that. In the hides, it's different because they can see outside. So they learn, they come on the cage floor, they come out of the hides, they learn, and they start eating by themselves. And obviously the water is not there because for the sake of the video, I just like take the water out. I don't want them to be splashing around on the camera. So they learn it. In this situation, they don't learn it. They come in the nest box, they go lazy, they sit in there and they wait for the father to get the seed and feed them. I haven't read this information anywhere. This is from my own experience of breeding budgies for roughly 25 years. That the problem starts when they stay too long in this nest box. So what starts happening? They started losing the feathers. That's 8 out of 10 chicks. They will definitely start losing the feathers if you don't take the nest box off. And they stay in the nest box day and night for continuously 3-4 days. They will start losing their flights and tails. I'm not saying that it's going to be a French mold. It will not that they will start dropping all their feathers, like a soft feathers on the chest and everywhere. No, it's not going to happen like that. But what they will do, they will start losing the flights, like these primary feathers and the tail feathers. That will happen. And that can eventually then later on can turn into a French mold. So as you can see, this baby, by the way, this one is a dark green violet baby. It's a hen as well, so it's not very like decent quality head-wise, but I'll still keep her because of the color. I'll come back to the point. So you don't want this nest box on when the chicks are old enough to fly to the perches or can go in the nest box. You need to take them out. So I'm going to take this baby out, leave it leave her on the floor. She's straight gone back into the hide. What I'll do, just take this thing off. So we have taken that off. Let me just put it on the floor if I can. And what we'll do, I'll just close the opening. Whatever system you have in your cages or flights, just use that and just close that. And you need to leave your breeding cage like this. This is very important. I am telling you from my experience, chicks are old enough when they are at that stage where they're going to be eating some seed by themselves and still taking the feed from a father. You don't want them to go back in the nest boxes and just rest there and start completely relying on the father to feed them. You want them on a cage floor. You want them out in a cage. You want them to see their father and learn how to take the seed, how to take the water in. They need to stop relying on the father. Again, they will not learn. They'll start losing their flights and the tails and then most likely go into a French mold. You don't want that. You want them to learn from the father, and you need to, when they are at this stage, now this baby, within 3 to 4 days, this one, because he's the oldest one, he will be old enough to go into the baby cage and eat by himself, completely independent from the parents. And then I can introduce the hen back with the male. So again, do that. Do not let babies sit in the breeding box. You don't want to take the breeding box off straight away when you take the hen away, because the male will be distracted a lot and he may stop feeding as well. So you want to leave the nest box for initial 1 week, the first week when you take the hen out. And when you see the babies, they're old enough and they're strong enough to fly to the perches, go back in the nest box, you need to take the nest box out. At this stage, male has kind of forgotten the female and he has chosen, most likely if you have in the babies you have 1 or 2 baby hens, he will be interacting more with them. But if you take the nest box off straight away, it will be a problem. So this is what I've learned with my experience and I've shared with you guys. I hope it will be helpful for you. And these are the small tips that you kind of learn with your own experience. You don't see these kind of information in the books or anywhere online. It's just the behavior you observe and you come up with your own kind of ideas. And yeah, that's what I have learned and I have passed on to you. So that's it for today. Hopefully I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.